Well, here's Dead Fred up on the lift, and he has a great lack of parts. There seem to be a whole lot of parts not here. And luckily, they're over there on the wall, all those parts. But behind me are the parts that came in after being ordered for the starter assembly and the leaky oil seals in the back of the primary case. So let me put this thing in the tripod and we'll talk about these parts. All right, so let's see if I can do this without getting my arm in the way. These are the oil seals. This one, they were definitely leaking. This is the grommet for the alternator wire, of which they didn't have any in stock, and I didn't really chase it because I'm going to reuse it. I'll coat it with silicone and stick it through the hole and reuse it. So that'll go over to this side. This is the broken sprag clutch. One of the sprags fell out of the clutch. This is a nut that fell out of the primary case, and I thought it was being used as a spacer or something, but the way it's chewed up, I no longer believe that. I think they dropped a nut while they were putting it together and never found it, and when I opened the lid, this thing fell out. So I may see if it'll fit on anything in there, but who knows? This is the new sprag clutch, and it goes inside this gear, and it's really snug. You have to get it exactly right and turn it, and it'll slide in, which is not easy to do because you have to get the little things on the little holes and snuggle it in. There, like so. And then this gear then goes into it. And the sprag action is as follows. Let's see if I can get this to go inside. Okay, now it's in. Now watch, this will turn this way, but it won't turn that way. The sprag locks it. That means when the starter is engaged, it turns this, which drives the crankshaft. But once the bike starts, this guy goes faster than this guy, and he doesn't drag. That's what the sprag clutch is for. It releases when it's running. Okay? Okay, now here we have the original shifter shaft. Let's see, can you see all this? Yep, okay. And I'm going to zoom in here a little bit because this is interesting. Let's see, am I blocking your view? I'm going to try not to. This is the shifter shaft that came out of the bike. It's got this little tip on it. And, there was a question, what was it all about? And then they drilled a hole and put this nut into it, bolt into it. And they did a corresponding hole in the same shaft, the mating shaft that comes out of the transmission. You look down there in the dark, you can see the shaft with a hole, threaded hole. How about that? And a hole in the end of it that does not match the pin in the shaft that came out. Okay, so those are all questions. Why would there be a hole there that doesn't fit the pin? Why do they have the pin? Why is it, and why is it? Okay, so here's the comparison of the old shaft to the new shaft. And if you put them side by side, this one is just a hair's breadth long. This one is just a hair's breadth longer. Down here at the end, if I just put these together. Okay. It's just a hair's breadth longer. Let me zoom in on that. But it's not as long as the old one with the pin, which is interesting. Okay. So I'm going to put it in there and find out how it goes. Now, we also need to talk about why on earth did the fellow who did this before me, whoever did this, why did they drill these holes in the shafts and put a bolt in here and probably a bolt in the other one? And my theory is that he was trying to use a spring between the two bolts to hold this shaft firmly in rather than let it move back and forth inside the coupler. Okay, now the coupler originally had a O-ring, not an O-ring, a C-clip inside, of which there is none now. This is a completely empty, no C-clip in there. And I would assume that that was supposed to keep it centered right about here. Anyway, my theory is that he put these in here so that in the mating shaft, he could put a spring between these 2 points that would pull the mating shaft into here and keep it snugly inserted. Interesting thought. I don't know if anybody else subscribes to that theory, but that's my theory and I'm sticking to it. So anyway, I'm going to reuse this shaft. I thought I brought a new one, but apparently it didn't. It's tight as a drum. There's no play, so I have no hesitancy in reusing it, and I have no hesitancy. I think I'm going to drill a hole into this new shaft. I'm not going to put a bolt in it, but what I am going to do is when I put it in place, I'm going to put the thing like this, okay? And with the hole here and a corresponding hole here, I can run just a nylon tie strap around here and through this hole and right back over here to this hole to hold this shaft firmly this way with something that's not permanent that can be clipped off if it causes me a problem. So I'm just going to make a hole in the new one and try to move this snugly up against it when I do the installation. Oh, I don't know why, just because it's fun, that's why. So here's the new one. And I'm going to drill a smaller hole right about here that I can fit a nylon tie strap through this hole, through that hole, to pull everything together to take any lateral slack out of the assembly. Just because, as Al on New Yankee Workshop used to say, I have the time and I have the tools, so why not? That's where I am. I'm going to start putting things together now. Okay, well, it's still Saturday and I'm still working on Dead Fred. I'm going to take some shots for this. I know I am. Go ahead, hit me, beat me, hurt me. This is the new shaft. It's in place. I did drill a hole. I did put it on with a nylon tie strap, tie, and there is almost no play now in this shaft. This is centered on the splines. It's not going to move because it can't. And that's where we are. I have not put enough of these complete primaries on a 75. This is the first time actually on a 75 that I've ever stripped a bike down this far. So we're learning together. I'm going to put the sprocket on right now, the new sprocket. I cleaned up the nasty beat up locking screw. So we have that. Don't forget this is a left-handed thread, so you have to pretend to put it on backwards. I'm going to do that in a second. Now I've got the chain here. This is a brand new chain. I mean, we just bought it. So I'm going to show you, in case you are a watcher who's never seen us measure the wear on a chain, I'm going to show you how we do it. And for what it's worth. And all the people who've seen me do this a dozen different times, fast forward a bit. All right, this is how we check chains to see if they're worn out, etc. This is a brand new chain. We just bought it for Dead Fred, and it's got zero miles on it. Now what you do is you lay it down flat next to a straight line, which in this case happens to be a crack in the floor, an expansion crack, and you make sure that the ends are close to the edge of the crack, like so, and the deflection in the middle, measure it. This is right around 6 inches or so, give or take. That's a 6-inch. That's a brand new chain. Now, a chain that has some miles on it is going to measure out to about 8 inches. Still usable. Changed it anyway, but 8 inches is good. 9-10 inches is on the, actually I'm not even going to say it's the verge of being worn out. It's worn out. If you get 10-inch, if you get 9 or 10 inches deflection, it's worn out. Replace it. So 6 is really good. 7, 8 shows some wear. Above 8, replace the chain. It's not worth trying to get another year out of it. So that's how we measure the health of a chain. Lay it down flat, arc it along a straight line, measure the deflection in the middle. 6 is good, 8 is worn. Above 8, between 8 and 10, is very worn. And boy, if it's anything more than that, that sucker needs to go in the trash right now. So if you've never seen us do it, that's cool. If you have, I hope you fast forwarded. All right, so I've got the new sprocket in place and jammed with this socket. And what I did is I tightened it down until it was close to one of the 2 available locking holes. And then I tightened it until it lined up, which is quite tight. There's no torque setting that I could find in any of the manuals because this is a left-handed thread. And I don't know about you, but my torque wrench only works on right-handed threads. It doesn't torque it doesn't check torque the other way. So anyway, this is lined up, and now I'm going to take the little locking screw that I cleaned up and put it in. I'm going to put some Loctite on it. 243 Loctite, medium strength. All right. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to hang the chain now. So I had to ask myself, why am I trying to do this with fingers when I have a hook that I made for this purpose? I'm going to grab it and pull it through. Does the job both ways. Anyway. Actually, I might be able to put this on without moving the wheel. I have these. This is a old master link that I ground to a bevel on both the inner faces. If I can get the 2 ends of the chain close enough, I can put this in from the outside, and that'll hold the chain in place while I put the master link in from the back side. Let's see if it works. So, let's see if it works. Here's the two links right next to each other. Put this in front, like so. It went in. Okay, now, let's see if this will push through from the other side. Yes, sir, Bob, this is what we call a labor-saving device. Oh, sometimes I crack myself up. And it did. Okay, master link is now through. Put the cap on, brand new, no wear points. Oh yes, that was so much easier than loosening the rear wheel. Right. Now I will put safety wire on that later, but right now I'm not, because heck, there's a good chance I'll have to take it apart. But I will put safety wire on that before I let the bike go. All right, let's see how this goes. I'm going to put the oil seals in and the wire grommet. I'm going to warm this up. It's hard as a rock. Okay. And it's in. Oh, there's probably 42 ways of doing that easier. All right, let's try tapping this one in. It goes in with the spring side in towards the oil. It should be a simple press in. No lip. It is completely lipless. So, let's do that again. Okay, nice and flush. Huh. Makes me wonder. All right, let's put this one in. Spring towards the oil. All right, so. All right, I'm going to try to put the inner primary on now. I'm not putting the 4 studs in ahead of time. I'm going to put them in afterwards. There'll just be 4 more things to worry about. Let's see how this goes. Like I say, it's the first time I've ever done this, so you get to watch. Okay, the shaft is in. It's falling in place. Do 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 do. Now I gotta find this bolt at the bottom that holds it on. Okay, come on in. Let's see. Oh, there it goes. Fits on the bolt. Oil seals on the sprocket. Huh. Okay. All right. Oh, I didn't bring that nut over. Let me let's see what happens here. Gotta go get this bolt.